Solace for troubled domestic workers at Sakan housing complex in Saudi.
We're here to make sure they're protected and to send them back to their countries.
As the government increases efforts to ensure worker safety in the region.
The Kenyan embassy is honestly one of the best embassies we work with.
We did find a number of Kenyans at Sakan who are already in the process of being helped to go home.
And from Kampala, lessons from Uganda-based lecturer Florence on why Kenyans should consider daring in the Pearl of Africa.
It's a very welcoming country for business, for studies, for networking.
Yes, that is correct. Today's show is all about necessary information as well as opportunities available to you in your journey of daring abroad. And that is all that we're going to have for you today. My name is Michael Zimanje. Let's start the show.
It is no secret that not everyone who dares abroad experiences success. For one reason or another, some immigrants fail to assimilate to life abroad, most times at no fault of their own. The challenge then becomes, how do they relocate to their country of origin and start afresh? This is exactly the situation that plagued Saudi-based Husna.
Mwanzo nilikuwa na shida na bosi wangu. Nilikuja kama housemaid, kufika huku nikapata kazi ni tofauti. Nilikuwa nafanya kazi kwa shule, baadaye naenda nafanya kazi kwa dada yake, nyumba ikawa hakuna chakula. So nikapigia agent wangu simu nikamueleza, hakunisaidia. So ndo nikachukua uamuzi, nikaamua kutoka nje kutafuta usaidizi.
Similar to Husna, Kirinyaga-born Caroline Wamboi is also another Kenyan immigrant who found herself in a precarious situation.
We came as a cleaner under a recruitment agency. So when we came to the office, we later realized it was kind of house help thing, but it was door to door. Like a client may come, maybe the boss will come pick you, interview you, then you go maybe for 1 month, 2 months. Then you'll be returned back to the office. Then you'll taken with another client who will come pick you like that, door-to-door house. My boss, she was cruel. Most of the times I called the office, I want a replacement of a new boss, but they never did anything. Until when it became too much, I had to run for my safety.
Fortunately for Husna and Wamboi, Saudi had a solution, Sakan, a housing complex established to shelter and assist in the repatriation of troubled domestic workers who want to go back to their countries of origin. Dr. Hussein Akeli is the chairman of the board of directors at Sakan.
Our job is not to find blame or to assign blame. We're here to make sure they're protected and to send them back to their countries, of course, with the support and the assistance of the Saudi government, specifically the Ministry of Human Resources. And all this is done under our Crown Prince's 2030 vision. Being out of status is things that we work with. Many of our ladies are out of status. They come here, our job is to bring them into status and then to exit the country. So this is what we deal with. We are not a prison. We are the only entity licensed and empowered by the Saudi government to take care of these ladies. So even if she's picked up by the police, she will be brought to one of our centers, as long as she's a domestic worker. We have helped several thousand ladies since our inception here in the kingdom, and this is what we do. So we'll bring in a lady, and this lady, let's say, is out of the system. Her documentation is lost or expired. She's been living away from her employer, and she comes to us, right? Our job is to make her back into the system, so there's documentation for her. She's back into the system. We get her final exit visa, and we get her back home. To me, it is irrelevant the reason she needs to get out.
So, how is the process like for one to be housed at Sakan? Well, it is as simple as appearing at any of their facilities or surrendering to any police station or embassy, which is the most preferred method, and informing them of your wish to be repatriated.
If she's missing payments and salaries, we make sure we raise a lawsuit and we get her salaries. If she is sick, we make sure she's taken care of. We are not a medical center. We do have medical clinics, but we are not a medical center. We send her to the government hospitals. They will check her out. They will take care of her. If, God forbid, she is in a serious condition, we will call an ambulance and the ambulance will take her to the hospital.
Nilikuja Sakan, nilikaribishwa vizuri sana, nikachukuliwa fingerprints, nikaambiwa ningoje. Sasa nimemaliza wiki 3. Wanafuata sheria. Chakula iko vizuri, unalala vizuri, kila kitu iko.
They get 3 meals a day. This is catered from outside companies. We don't cook in-house. And we talk about each of the villas have air conditioners, they have heaters, etc. Social workers that meet with these ladies on a regular basis. It has a swimming pool. It has a tennis court that's also a volleyball court or a small football place where they constantly exercise. They have freedom of movement. They have free Wi-Fi 24 hours that is not controlled. We have taken a step away from just making sure they're housed and fed to make sure they're taken care of psychologically, mentally, and emotionally.
When we went to Sakan, we found it's a great facility. They offer food, shelter, medical services, recreational services, and they do legal aid to help domestic workers pretty much be able to work through any labor concerns that they might have in court and so on, and eventually are able to actually get tickets and repatriate them back home. We did find a number of Kenyans at Sakan who are already in the process of being helped to go home.
Now, it is important to know that any foreign worker in Saudi arrives in the country on a contract. This means as soon as you step foot in the kingdom, you already have an obligation to fulfill. This is one of the things the Sakan investigates as they process exit visas. Another key issue that can delay exit is conduct. That is, if there is an arrest warrant because of any criminal activity against the worker. Once the background check is complete and everything is in order, the next phase is liaising with the relevant embassies and missions.
Kenyan embassy is honestly one of the best embassies we work with. They are very responsive. They come here in Riyadh, where our main office is. They're here daily. They, if a lady has lost her passport or for any reason she does not have her passport, they're actually one of the quickest embassies to provide us a travel document so we can do the process to get her back. I would sincerely wish all the embassies were as good as the Kenyan ones. We have some that are as good, but they're definitely at the top.
As of December 2023, the number of foreign workers in the Kingdom of Saudi stood at 15 million people, 4 million being domestic workers, serving over 2.2 million households. Of these, 120,000 are Kenyan. With plans to double this number in the coming years, it is vital for the kingdom to ensure worker rights and safety is prioritized.
His Royal Highness King Salman and His Highness Mohammed bin Salman are Prime Minister and Crown Prince, and Vision 2030. And Vision 2030 specifically talks about our guests. And everybody in this country legally is our guest, whether it's a domestic worker, whether it's a tourist, whether it's a Saudi national, no matter who they are. And they have to be treated with a certain amount of respect and dignity and taken care of. We have a toll-free number, the 800. You saw our operations center. They're monitored 24 hours, 7 days a week. There is obviously the embassies work all the time and they know how to access us. Their consulates are there. All the police in the kingdom are aware of us. All the city governor, the regional governors, the city mayors are aware of us. Any official channel that you will go to will know us, and we'll make sure if you need to get here, you will get here.
It is clear that people need to know their rights as well as services available to them when in need. It may not be perfect, but it is a step in the right direction. So, whenever you dare abroad, remember, whether successful or not, never be afraid of starting over. For Husna and Wamboi, Saudi may not have panned out the way they thought, but they have hope that with the help of authorities, they will return home and get another chance to make their abroad dreams come true.
Kila mtu yuko na bahati yake na kila mtu ni kujaribu. Huwezi kufisha mtu roho, unaacha mtu mwenyewe pia akuje. Kenye kilinipata mimi haiwezi pata mwingine.
Quite commendable from the Saudi and Kenyan governments as they secure the safety of individuals as they dare abroad. Time now for us to go on a short break, but when we return,
It's a very welcoming country for business, for studies, for networking.
lessons from Uganda-based lecturer Florence Githinji. Welcome back to the show. Today's show is all about information and opportunities available. In the first part, we took you to Saudi Arabia, and now we just want to take a peek at our neighbors and see what they're doing, as well as highlighting opportunities that nobody knew existed.
It's a typical day at Clark International University in Kampala, Uganda, as Nyeri-born Florence Githinji takes her class through her lesson plan for the day. You see, Florence is a quality assurance officer and part-time lecturer at the Institute of Allied Health Sciences.
At Clark International University, we basically were at the niche of health sciences, and we had mostly the health students, that is the public health, and also in the allied health faculty, and also School of Nursing. Currently, we have School of Business. What do I mean in these 4 schools that we have? In the Institute of Public Health and Management, we offer master's level and also bachelor's level and diploma level. Master's level, we have public health, we have health service management, and at the bachelor's level, we have public health, and also at a diploma level, we have public health. In the School of Nursing, we have bachelor's nursing and also bachelor's in midwifery, while there's Allied, Institute of Allied Health Sciences, we have clinical medicine, bachelor's lab technology, we have also a diploma in pharmacy, and we have also one of the most selling course, that is our education certificate, where someone, if you didn't get 2 principles and you got 1 principle, you do a 1-year foundation course and you are able to access other courses. In the School of Business and IT, we have MBA and we have a BBA, and we also have bachelor's in applied technology also.
This is Florence's 19th year in the Pearl of Africa and 5th as a part-time lecturer, but she will be the first to tell you that teaching was never in the cards for her.
I came to Uganda because of curiosity, I think so. Initially, I wanted to study at KMTC, Kenya Medical Training College, and I was really had passion to do something medical related. So when I did apply there, I got an admission for nutrition. I didn't want to deal, for me nutrition was, I thought it was food. It doesn't really talk about food, but that's what my mentality was. So after my mother tried to tell me to do business, because I refused really to go for nutrition, then I said, no, I'm not going to go into business. So secretly, I asked my friends in Uganda to look for places for me, that's medical schools, and fortunately I got 5 schools, applications were accepted in 5 schools. So that's how I got myself here to do clinical medicine in one of the schools.
That was in 2004, and the institution she finally chose to attend was Medical Health Professionals College. Upon graduating in 2007, Florence decided to extend her time in Kampala, having seen a number of opportunities available to her.
I actually did clinical medicine. It's a diploma in clinical medicine, and I worked as a clinician in Medicare clinic and nursing home. For the last, I did 6 years after I completed my 3 years course, that's a diploma in clinical medicine. While I was there doing my work as a clinician, I enrolled for a bachelor's in health management. It's a BBA in health management. So I was concurrently working at the same time going to school. So that's how I qualified also with my bachelor's in health management from previously what it is now Clark International University. That time it was International Health Sciences University. And after that, I applied for a job here. I got a first class, fortunately. I applied for a job like any other person, and I got a job as an assistant quality assurance officer with there International Health Sciences University, currently Clark International University. When I was there, I still went ahead and did my master's in development studies from Bugema University.
In addition to this, Florence also possesses a postgraduate and diploma in medical education. This is what enables her to lecture at this fine institution. Despite being a foreigner, it seems her journey here was quite smooth.
I'm very comfortable in Uganda. You can see even my nail polish is Uganda, Bubu, buy Uganda and build Uganda. So I felt this very welcoming climate in Uganda for the last 19 years that I've stayed in Uganda, which I don't regret being in, because you can survive there, you can live there harmoniously. The thing is just adapt, and I love their culture. They are very culture-oriented individuals, and I really enjoy, especially if you go for their functions. You should try one. You really enjoy something we call kwanjula. You really enjoy that here. So I have no problem staying here. Unless we are told pack and go, I have no problem.
Clearly, Florence has a lot of positives to share about her experience in Uganda, but this doesn't mean there was no bumps along the road.
It's about kneeling. For me to accept to kneel at school, I was like, why should I? Do I have to kneel? It was a cultural shock that you're walking on the street and someone just kneels. But you know, within a year, I'm like, okay, what do I lose by kneeling? Because it's a sign of respect. Sign of respect, especially if you're in our field of medical and you're going to the community, because going to the community is one of the areas which is a niche. So for you to be accepted in the community, you have to respect the culture. So currently, I kneel. Even here I can kneel depending on the depending on what we are, the purpose of this interview. But we kneel is the way you kneel, you just don't kneel. So we have come to understand that.
It is evident that Florence plans on continuing with her professional journey in the Pearl of Africa as her star continues to shine. She was even, in March of 2023, sworn in as the General Secretary of Ugandan University Quality Assurance Forum, a role that she's excelling at as she balances it with her PhD in Education Management at Nkubu University. Based on all this success, Florence is challenging more Kenyans to dare here as well and have a taste of the good fortunes available.
The opportunities are quite vast, education related and even career at large, career related. And me being a Kenyan, I came here because of education, but I've noted there's more beyond that. There's also networking. We also have scholarships for our students. We offer scholarship for our students. So if you pass that panel, it's a panel that vets the scholarships, and we offer that for some of our students, and they have been getting that. So we would still encourage our Kenyan, especially in the School of Business. We still need more of you to come here and also explore more, because some of you are doing business here, but when you come here still and you're studying, you will explore more and you can enter into business at an early stage. Also in medical courses, we still encourage our people to come here and study, since we have more practical based courses at Clark International University. We also have opportunities maybe for cleaning, for fumigating, which we can involve them if they approach us.
Yes, the grass can be greener on the other side, but the Kerugoya Girls High School alumna does have this caveat for anyone thinking of venturing here.
So when you come to the foreign land, adapt the system that is here and appreciate and look at the opportunities you have around you. There are many opportunities that you have around you. That way you can grow from education to the working sector and even into business. And also business, I'll say that the people you find in a home are the ones that will make you grow. Sometimes the people who come, I've seen Kenyans who come 2 years and they are not around. So establish relations with the people who are here permanently, and they can help you expand better. So I would really encourage anyone who wants to come in Uganda, and it's a very welcoming country for business, for studies, for networking.
Florence is a classic example that success can be found a stone throw away from your native land. Oftentimes, we are so focused on looking beyond that we miss the treasure that is close by. So, the next time you think of daring abroad, why not start closer to home?
Many thanks to Dr. Florence Githinji from Uganda giving us those wise words. And I'm sure we have seen something that we never knew before. With that, we have come to the end of the show today. Many thanks for watching. And on behalf of the team responsible for this week's episode, we say, let's do this again next time.